Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mythbusting. Today we're going to be finding out exactly how laggy entities are for your world and your client. Is it going to affect your frames per second if you've got millions of entities all stuck in one spot, roaming around or banging against each other? And how much does it affect the server? There's only one way to find out, Slack, and that's using our incredibly handy tools. We've got 3 of them now. We've got our server redstone-y thing that tells us how well the server's doing.
Yep.
We have our frames per second thing, which tells us how many frames per second we're getting. And as you can see on the screen, we also have an entity counter, which means if we've got an item on the floor, the I will go up to 1. If there's an armor stand, the A will go up. And if there's lots and lots of entities, then the entity count will go up as well. Huh. So we basically need about 100 chickens in this thing here, don't we, Slack?
That's a few chickens.
We've got 96. I'm just going to get this absolutely exact. So
Okay.
90. Let's just put these up a little bit more so they don't all fly out.
Yep.
97, 98, 99, 100 chickens, all in one spot.
Huh.
The server doesn't seem to care really all that much. It's dancing around a little bit more than normal, but the ticks per second's pretty good.
But chicken cookers are notoriously laggy, Foxy.
Yes. Frames per second doesn't seem all that bothered as well. I wonder if I get in there and spread them about a bit.
Uh-oh. You're going to make them mad.
Still shove around. Like,
Nope,
there we go.
They don't want to move. Nope.
It made any difference at all?
Nope.
No. So 100 chickens is not enough for our testing, is what I'm saying. What if we had 200 chickens?
Okay, well, let's find out.
And the server says... it's gone down a little bit.
Minor.
A little time. Oh, no, it's not bad. It has gone down a little bit. It's a little bit more dancing around than it was. Big drop there to 16 over the last 4 seconds. But it's not too bothered. And my frames per second really don't care.
No. My frame per second's dropped. I'm down to 160.
Right, okay. What if... Right, I'll just spread these about a bit more, Slack.
Just give them a little water.
Yeah, a little bit of water. Hang on. What if we had 300 chickens?
All right. Well, yeah, let's go. Oh, yep.
Oh, that's that's doing some damage.
Oh, that's doing a lot of damage.
Let's have a few more. 91, 97, 98, 99, 300.
Okay.
I'm going to go in there and stir them up a bit, Slack. Just jiffle them about. There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, 300 there. My frames per second still on 120.
I'm still at 130. My frames per second's a lot better than it used to be, considering that they're all in like a 1x1. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But what about the server?
Yeah, the server's not happy at all. It's not happy at all. So normally, like if we were doing redstone, we would notice that either the odd or the even ticks, depending on whichever one the world happens to be processing redstone on, would drop significantly, but the other one would be catching up. Whereas these are entities, so they get split over both. And that then has a very detrimental on the server because we're now actually on an average running at way below what the server should be running at in terms of ticks per second.
Okay.
So three...
That's 301 ho. Is that going to be our baseline?
Let me just copy this sign, right? I'm going to do 100 chickens for the server as fine, yeah?
Yeah.
And for the frames per second, fine. But 300 chickens is just no good, Slack. Server, bad. For my FPS, it's okay, but yours, I'm going to put minor on FPS hit because I mean you've noticed a little bit of a drop. Mine's fine, but I am using VSync. I wish I could turn that off. Do you want to give me a couple of minutes to see if I can turn that off?
Yeah, sure.
Right, Slack.
Yep.
Okay, so what I've fathomed out is if I'm not in full screen, I can get uncapped frames per second, but if I'm in full screen, it caps down to 120. So I'm going to have to record in not full screen, which is fine.
Okay.
So I'm getting 270-ish frames per second with all those chickens there.
I'm holding 120.
Yeah. I've just added another command block in to get rid of eggs because these little monkeys are starting to lay eggs. But I think we should kill them all off and start again to get like a full read on this frames per second thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. So now I've gone up to nearly 1,000 frames per second.
I'm
good,
capped at 120 now. Yep.
Jeez. How come you're capped
I don't
now?
know. I don't know. If I go full screen, I'm still 120. If I go unfull screen, I'm 120. I don't know what changed.
But you weren't a minute ago.
Exactly. I was at like 500, 600 frames. Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Yeah. And I did nothing except go full screen to not full screen multiple times.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
100 chickens. So that has taken me down to around about 600. So there's a significant drop from 900 to 600.
I'm holding perfectly fine at 120.
Yeah. But if I go full screen, then I just go back to 120. So it just shows you.
All right, if I go full screen, I'm still 120. Yep.
So I'm just going to put minor drop. So like 100 chickens. Who's going to have 100 chickens just sort of sat around, or 100 entities sat around doing very little?
I think
It's not going to be horrendous. So 300 chickens. I'm down to 260 frames per second, and the server, the server doesn't like it at all.
No.
Okay. So 300 chickens on one spot is not particularly great.
My FPS doesn't care. This is weird.
In the good old days, when you used to have lots of chickens in the chicken cooker, it was really bad because they were all colliding with each other and the game was doing loads of collision-based calculations. Okay. But now they all just stand still.
Okay. But before we run away with the 1x1.
Yeah.
Put them on the hopper.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Stops exactly the right time. And it's exactly the same for me on my frames per second. And the server, yeah, it's okay with that. It's not too bad. Dancing around a little bit. So, what, 300?
Yep.
Jeez,
well, we got to do the same test. You should know this from the comment section by now.
300 chickens in a hopper.
Doesn't
exactly
care.
The same frames per second. And the server still hates us.
I think it hates us more.
I don't know. The average was down to, it's a lot more dotting around all over the place.
It's down to 9.
Yeah, on the max. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Doesn't like it at all, does it?
No, it doesn't like being in a hopper.
No.
See, some of them have adjusted. Look, you can see some of them are lower, or that's maybe babies.
Yeah, the babies. Yeah. Yeah, but that max is dotting around a lot. Yeah. I don't think it's that much different from them being on a full block.
No, to be fair, it's not. So either which way, doesn't like 300.
So we're going to do two things. We're going to have some 300 chickens in a small pen and see if them banging about each other is a big problem, and then 300 chickens in a bigger pen and see if them just playing like free range roaming chickens is a big problem, right?
Yep. I want to flip the lever. Can I flip the lever?
You flip the leather. And now we're getting that weird ticking noise, which you didn't get when they're all on one block.
So weird. What is that noise?
I don't know. It's strange, isn't it? So I am down to, it's about the same, down to about 600 again. In fact, I should probably write these on, shouldn't I? Let's just put FPS 600. FPS minor was 260 on the 300. And I should put like a plain one. Nothing. Server 20 ticks per second. FPS 900 plus. Okay. Oh, well, it's on. I'm like, how's that happened? Yeah, I get it. Okay. So the server is running at then with 100 chickens. It's fine.
It's fine.
20 frames per second. 20 ticks per second, sorry.
Yep.
And the FPS is down to 600 again. So it's about the same as them all being on one block. So again, frames per second is exactly the same, down to about 260. And the server says, the server's actually happier.
It's happier than,
Yeah, holding it 200. 20, sorry. The max is lower. Or is it? No, it's about the same, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's happier with them moving than in a 1x1.
Yeah. So maybe they haven't improved it then. Maybe them all still being on one block, it's still doing a lot of calculations for collisioning, even though it looks like they are there and they all look like they're in the same place. They've got AI here, whereas before they didn't because they were all on one spot, but yet the server is still happier with them like this than it is with them all on one block.
I didn't honestly expect that. I figured this would be worse for the server than that.
Yeah, me too. Oh, look at that. Bang on, Slack. Well done. Okay. Frames per seconds, again, it's down to about 600. So it is just the number of chickens, and the server says, I don't care.
It says, I don't care. Right. Crank up the chickens.
So is that better or worse for the server? Again, frames per second, exactly the same, down to 260. And the server's pretty much exactly the same as it was.
Pretty much doesn't care.
So as long as they've got a little bit of room to move around and wiggle around, then
they're fine.
The server's fine with it. But if they're all on one block, then that's bad.
Okay. Right. I feel like one more silly minor test.
Okay.
Look at them bounce.
Wow, they are going crazy. And there's a ball of them there. Can you see that ball of chickens there?
Yeah.
It's slowly like separating. That is lower. Oh, no, it's all over the place. Yeah, I'd say this frames per second's about the same. That horrible ticking's back again.
Horrible ticking's back once again.
We didn't have the ticking when they were in here, though, did we?
No. Is it why is... I don't understand that.
What's the server say, Slack? Is the server happy or sad? That's fine.
It's fine considering what's going on there. But man, they are not happy. It doesn't look like.
No.
Right.
Now, do you want to throw in a few more?
Yeah, let's have a few more.
It is slightly less, but it's kind of the same. My frames per second. It's about the same. And server's still fine. It is lower. The max. No. There you go. It's gone back up again. Yeah, so server's managing. Oh no, my frames per second's gone down to 200 now. It is all over the place.
Just look at it, Foxy.
It's definitely interesting.
Hold on, let's try to make them mad. Hold on, let's see what this does. We should have done this test earlier too. Hi, do y'all like seeds? No, they don't care.
They're trying to come to the fence. They're looking at you. My frames per second is genuinely lower like this than it was on the others, but it keeps going back up. I think it's when you're on screen, actually.
I'm glitchy.
It's gone back to 260 now, but then it keeps dropping down to 220. No, 260 again. It's weird. It's weird. I think this is worse, but only slightly.
Yeah.
Well, the next set of tests then, Slack. We need to do the same thing again over here, but have them in water this time.
In water? Huh.
Because the reason is, I've been told time and time again that the reason villagers don't change their trade and don't mess around if you put them in water is because it stops them being able to use their AI. And if you look at the behavior code for a villager, basically any behavior, AI behavior an entity has, they're in order of, they've got a priority.
Yeah.
And float, the villager, is the highest priority thing. So if it's in water, all it's trying to do is float. And if that's taking over because it's the highest priority, it can't be doing other things like wandering around looking for workstations. So...
But does that... Okay, so this is a villager test then, not... Because your normal mobs isn't going to make any kind of difference with the... You wouldn't put your chickens in water. There'd be no reason. Well,
it'd be interesting to find out, though, wouldn't it? Seems that we've already done chickens, it makes sense. Just to see if there's,
Okay.
Wow, look at that. All right, frames per second is lower, but there's a lot of particles going on. So I'm down to about 400 and something.
My
and
FPS
it is dotted
doesn't
into
care.
the 300. So I'm just going to put 400 there. What does the server think? Is it happier or sad?
It doesn't care.
It doesn't care. Yeah, water's not a problem for it at this particular moment in time.
Right, more. Okay, my frames are dying.
Yeah, I have gone down to 120-ish, 100. It's darting around. It is really low now, my frames per second.
Yeah.
And the server's a lot happier than it was without the water.
Wow. Okay, so the server doesn't care, but my frames do.
Yeah. So, oh, geez, that was really laggy going over there. Okay, so server is 20 ticks per second, and 300 chickens in water is like 100 frames per second. So it is really bad. I want to just remove that water. How hard could it be?
Fill air.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's loud.
Oh my god. Server doesn't like that now.
No. No, it's gone a lot lower, and it's not bouncing
I
back.
did not expect that. My frame rate's better, but the
Yeah.
server is mad.
Yeah, it's really mad. How weird is that?
That makes no sense.
Okay, hang on. Let me just change this command block.
Yep.
Set block. Okay. Turn it off. They're putting the water back.
God, server's happy, but
Yeah, server back up to 20 ticks per second. Look how much they're jumping now.
I know it's crazy.
Oh, and that's even louder than it was. Jeez. Yeah, so there you go. Not that I can hear anything anymore. So they're not, only the baby ones are floating. The adult ones aren't floating. So I don't think this is going to be particularly great.
Are we finding a compromise though? My frames don't mind this.
300.
All right.
Server is happier.
Wow.
Frames are better.
Yeah,
They're
my
still
frames minor.
a little bit lower because of the particles. I'm just wondering about when all of those baby chickens grow up. Is that the reason why it's better? And is that the reason why we're splashing? It's a shame we can't like force grow them. Oh, actually, event entity. So now they're all adults. Yeah, it's not quite as happy, but it is still happier. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's actually loads better.
Wow. I did not expect that one at all, neither.
So my frames are still marginally lower than there was when there was no hopper and no water, but the server's perfectly fine with 300 chickens if you waterlog the hopper they're standing in.
I feel almost confused by that, but okay.
Let's take away the water. Well, that's interesting because we're getting a different result now.
All right, I'm gonna go nudge them again. Excuse me, guys. No. There you go.
That's really weird.
Is there AI currently thinking that there's like nothing there? Yeah, you don't want to move?
Maybe.
No.
Let me replace that block with a solid block.
Did we break their AI?
Something's changed. Maybe it's because there's no babies there anymore and they're not like ticking to grow up.
Baby's bad?
Huh, well, I think we need to do these tests again and get rid of the babies. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go crazy. It's like I'm going to go 500 chickens.
Do it. Someone said you wouldn't.
Yeah, well, I will. You
Okay.
wait and see.
Okay. Oh yeah, my FPS doesn't like this already. Yep.
No,
But is it because there's babies?
could be.
Consensus, baby's bad.
Whoa, 508. No, 500 is still going. There we go, 512. Let's get rid of 12 of them. Okay, 512, 500 chickens.
Oh my
That
god.
on a command block has taken our average down to 8 ticks per second.
Yeah, it does not like that at all.
But what if they're all grown up? It doesn't make any difference now. In fact, it's going all over the place. Drop down a bit, if anything. Hang on, Slack, before you do that. I think I have noticed there's a difference between adults and babies. Adults will get an average 8.
Uh-huh.
If I make them babies, it does drop down significantly.
Wow.
It's on a big scale, though, 500 chickens.
Yeah, but
yeah, babies worse than adults. Whee! There they go.
oh, there
and
goes
that
the weird
lovely
sound.
ticken's back. But the server's much happier now. It's going all the way back up to an average of 20 ticks per second. Look at that. Much happier with them having space.
Yep.
Do you want to see if it prefers them being babies?
Yeah, go for it.
No, it's gone lower again. Or is that just because of the result of them all changing? No, it is lower. Yes, a baby is definitely worse than adults.
I guess because the game's calculating the extra ticks to see if they need to grow up.
Yeah. And babies also have another AI component which makes them follow adult things. So I'm just going to drag this onto my screen for a second. Not that you can see it, Slack, but if a baby chicken has a component is baby, it has a scale, it has an ageable component, which means it will grow up, and it has a behavior follow parent. Whereas adult chickens have a loot table, experience reward, a breedable component, rideable component for the zombie things, and they will plop out eggs. So it's got more stuff going on as an adult, but I guess the follow parent one is probably the one that's slowing things down because it's basically trying to find an adult chicken to follow.
Give them one adult chicken. Yep.
Hang on then. Oh, I can do that with this actually. If I just do count one. Right. Apparently in there somewhere. There we go. Yeah, they're swarming this chicken. The poor chicken is trying to get away.
Mama! Mama!
Whatever you do, don't have 499 children. Bad for your server.
Oh my god! Hey, y'all like seeds? Oh my god! Whoa!
Wow, that's really...
Wow!
Jeez.
No seed?
We're learning a lot about chickens today.
Seeds? Hey, I got seed. Seed?
What, Mama? Oh, seed.
But why is it fine now?
Oh, I did the wrong one. Hang on. Let's make them all big. Boom. Yeah, adult chickens chasing seeds. Not as much of a problem.
No seeds.
But still a problem.
Seeds?
Yeah, just drop it down a bit.
Yeah.
That chasing those seeds. Wow.
All right, here, y'all going in a smaller pen now. Is there AI still trying to pathfind over there?
I think so. Yeah, maybe hold some seeds in the middle.
Oh, hi. I got some seeds, guys. Y'all like seeds?
Just stuck around the edges. That's small. That's worse again. So it does seem the smaller the box, the worse it gets.
Well, smaller box, you say?
Good luck.
Want some seeds?
Whoa.
Whoa. What?
Whoa. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, it drops again. So yeah, baby's bad, adult's good, but apparently in water it's different because that makes perfect sense.
Am I going to slowly make them all into spheres? Look at this.
You're probably seeing something different to me because they all look like, oh, I see the corners.
Yeah.
They are like snapping into it. It's so weird, isn't it?
But they snap in and then it snaps one out at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where to go with a true consensus on this one.
Well, we wanted to test more than just chickens, really, didn't we?
Yes.
I think we should do villagers and try villagers in water.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's interesting. I definitely didn't expect to learn that baby chickens are worse than chickens.
No, me neither.
I didn't expect to learn that well, to be honest, in the olden days, I did expect it to be if you had them all in one block, it would be worse. Yeah. But visually, you would think it would be better. I mean, you looked at them and they weren't moving around, but when they were bouncing all over the place, it just doesn't make sense. All right, how many villagers should we have?
Well, I mean, typically we don't put villagers in, a spot like that to trade, but okay.
Imagine how much trading you get if you had 300 villagers all on one spot, though, Slack. That's what, this is advanced game stuff. This is late game.
You're skillful if you're trading with all of them at once.
Now, are villagers worse than chickens? Frames per second is certainly a lot worse, but then you would expect that because there's a lot more going on.
Yep.
And there's 300 of them, average ticks per second of 12. So yeah, villagers.
Can you turn them into babies?
Hang on then. Let me.
This is great.
So are baby villagers worse than big villagers? There's only one way to find out. Give it a few seconds to level out. It's looking around about 12 still.
Yep.
And big old villagers. Give it a second. No, it's the same.
Yeah.
So baby villagers and big villagers, there really isn't a great deal of difference at this level. I mean, say big villagers are actually slightly less, but it is averaging out. So no, it's just the server doing those weird things again. So yeah, same.
Okay, so now you're curious of putting them in water.
Yeah. Is it better? No, not really.
No.
No, if anything, it's slightly worse.
Yep.
Boop. Whoa. It's like the TARDIS thing when all the Daleks are coming out of their prison ship.
It reminds me of the Thanos scene with Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
There's still a lot of them all in there.
Yep.
The game does prefer it, though. The game definitely does prefer it when they're not all together. Jeez. And baby villagers, fine.
I wonder if this is a collision hitbox thing.
Yeah, maybe. It's gone down a little bit, but yeah, it does. It's bouncing back up to 20 frames a second. Yeah. Must be just the size of them and this collision thing that's going on then, because these ones have just got more room to run about. Oh, you got a ball of them again, Slack. You got a few balls of them. Goodness gracious, great balls of villagers. Yeah, villagers bad, baby villagers less bad. That's surprisingly going up.
Why? Less collisions because there's a bunch of them sphered together?
I don't know, because when we've got a bunch of them speared together on one block, it really doesn't like it. Maybe. So in this situation, babies is worse.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's coming back again. No, it's coming back. It's so weird. So either way, it doesn't matter. If you've got 300 villagers in an area, it's bad.
Okay.
Oh, one thing we didn't test, Slack, you wanted to test armor stands, didn't you?
Yes. Do excessive amounts of armor stands cause lag? Because a lot of people like to use them for decorations and stuff like that. And I've been asked many times, do they generate lag?
Okay, well, let's find out. Okay, so 100 armor stands on a block. Server doesn't care. Frames per second is significantly lower than it was before. Like I'm at 200, whereas it took 500 of the other things to get me that low. No, 300.
My FPS doesn't care.
Really? Okay. 300. Yeah, really, really, really bad for frames per second. Server doesn't care.
Server doesn't care
because they've got no AI. They don't worry about collisions and things like that. They're just inanimate objects.
Yeah, they don't care.
Kill your frames per second.
Yeah.
But what if we made them float? They don't float.
They don't float. Armor stands? Go ahead. Just kill your own frames per second.
Yeah.
Server doesn't
It's
care.
not going to bother the world, but it will kill you.
Villagers.
We need a lot of them, don't you?
Yeah.
In a really compressed space to cause a problem. So I suppose if you had a villager breeder that you just left running overnight or something, or you went AFK and there was loads of villagers in there, then yeah, that's a big problem for the world.
Yep.
But if you just got a few trading halls, you need a lot of villagers to cause any significant issue for the server.
Chickens.
Chicken cooker's bad. But not as bad as villagers.
Right.
You're all right if you've got 100 chickens in it. Yep. You're even better if you've got 100 chickens in water. And you're all right if you've got 300 chickens in water, but not if you've got them without water.
But you didn't test putting them in lava. No, people.
Because they die, mate.
Yeah, they
die.
They don't like that.
Mythbusted?
Mythbusted, confirmed, proven. Game optimization getting better. Why are you summoning more?
What? I don't know anything. What are you talking about?
How long till the
I was
realm
wondering
crashes?
how many we can summon before the realm dies. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, the server doesn't like this anymore.
No, it's over 1,000 now. Yeah. Huh. So it just comes down to scale, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes down to scale.
Yeah.
Scale of 12 frames per second.
1,000 armor stands is not good, but 300 is fine. Jeez,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, I can't
On
move.
that note, peeps, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.